All right, we'll start with James Ham.
Hey, De'Aaron. Tonight was one of those games where it seemed like you had no problems breaking down their defense, getting to the rack, and either you're getting fouled or you're scoring. But then there's also the 10 attempts from three. Are you still trying to find the balance there between stretching the defense out and getting to the rim?
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes shots just don't fall, um, and yeah, I don't think there were terrible shots or anything. For me, it'll probably be more so trying to do it in the flow of the game. But if the shot's there, I think I have to take it.
And De'Aaron, what did you see there in the second quarter that just completely came undone for you guys?
In the first quarter, we were getting what we wanted, and defensively, we were doing everything we needed to do. I think they scored 22 points in the first quarter, and then the second day they started. They got their offense going, and we weren't able to stop it. And then they went zone for a large stretch in that second quarter, kind of stalled us out a little bit, and from there we were just not able to get the lead again.
All right, Crystal Salters.
Aaron, I would like to ask you, what is the main issue that you would like to resolve as a team on the court, and how crucial is to change the approach of the second quarter tonight?
Just continue to communicate and do the things that we were doing in the first. We knew what the keys were, and we did an excellent job at that in that first quarter. And then that second quarter, I don't know, something kind of was just different, and the communication and us getting the deflections that we were getting just weren't there, and they took advantage of that.
Jason Jones.
Hey, Darren. Luke mentioned talking to you, Tyrese, and even Harrison about in those situations where it's getting out of hand, you guys taking control, getting the ball in your hands and letting you guys decide, kind of get things going back in the other direction. Just where do you feel like you're at in that, and knowing what you want to do, or Harrison wants the ball, or kind of what you guys want to get into to stunt those runs?
Just continuing to develop that. When teams are going on a run, you don't always want to have to call a timeout, because those are going to be valuable towards the end of a game, towards the end of a close game. So being able to have guys that are able to just know where the next shot's coming from, or be able to get a stop, get something on a break, just to be able to stop a run. And right now, just continuing to try to get better at that. And tonight we weren't able to do it, and they went on too many runs. There were times where we would get back, get it to 10, 9 points, and then they get it back up to 16, 17, which is what they're supposed to do. And we just weren't able to respond well.
All right, Jason Anderson.
Hey, De'Aaron. Everyone agrees that it's kind of the mental side on defense, and you guys talk a lot about communication lapses, things like that. So, but we've seen you do it for extended stretches as well. So, where do those breakdowns happen? Why is it so difficult for this team to maintain that level of focus on the defensive end?
I think with every team, they have those breakdowns. You just want to be able to limit them, as much as possible. And right now we haven't been able to do that. It's not always just being locked in. Sometimes, defenses just break down, and those things happen. But we have to be more consistent. Like I said, that most of that first quarter, was really good from us. And then I think maybe Clint started getting some rebounds, and we were giving up offensive rebounds and things like that. But we were extremely good on defense that first quarter, and something just started breaking down, and we weren't able to get that groove back that we had on the defensive end.
Okay, thanks, Fox.
All right, James Ham.
Yeah, De'Aaron, you guys have had like this crazy season, ups and downs, like peaks and valleys, a 9-game losing streak, and where you guys are at right now, do you feel like you're close to being a team that can start putting it together, or do you still not really know where this team is?
I don't really know, because there are times where, we're good on both offense and defense. there are times where we're scoring 120, 130 points. So offensively, we know we can compete with the best of them, but you can't come out and, expect to try to outscore teams all the time. And then defensively, there are times where we look really good, and then there are times where we've been horrible. So just being able to try to balance that out a little bit and try to be more good than you are bad at times. And just like I said, it's always a thing about consistency in this league. If teams are just making tough shots, then you tap on the button and say good job. But when you're giving up layups and offensive rebounds and dunks and open threes, then that has something to do with us.
All right, last one, Tony Harvey.
Yeah, Dion, I asked Coach Walton a few games back, and you just brought it up too. I don't want to say that you guys are abandoning the defense, but do you think at times that when you guys get in a rut, you get off on the road, and the team make a comeback, and then they exceed the lead, they take over the lead, that you guys get into a rut, basically get into using your offense as your defense. Is it something like that? Hey, let's try to shoot our way back into the game. Do you feel like sometimes that's where the game's going with the Kings at times?
Yeah, I definitely think it happens at times for sure. When you get down by a bigger margin, you're kind of thinking, we have to score because we're down. But at the end of the day, you have to be able to put the ball in the basket and start to get stops and string stops together. That's how you rally back and make runs like that. So it's not, you don't want to, it's a two-way street. You have to do it on both offense and defense once you get down like that. And if you can do that, from the start of the game to the end, then you're just putting yourself in a better position to try to win that game.
All right, thank you, Fox.